Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new mini set card review, and it is the final one already. We went pretty quickly here as we have the final 3 classes, including actually a good quest rogue card, or just a good rogue card in general. You can't shadow step it, so I'm thrilled about it, as well as Beast, Warlock. I don't know what's going on there, but there's actually some spice to it. It might be a little bit, it might be good actually. We'll see. And of course, Warrior getting the last legendary of this mini set, and it is a dragon, and I always get excited about dragons. So we're gonna review those cards. You wanna win these cards, we're giving away 3 mini sets out of my pocket. To enter the giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until next Tuesday when that mini set goes live, I will add another mini set to the giveaway. So hit that sub button, make me go baroque. So let's start off with the rogue cards and the card that I think will be pretty good with the quest, and that is the Crystal Tusk. It is a 2 mana, 2/2 weapon. That's right, you can't prep or shadow step this thing. I am relieved, I guess. I don't know. I complain about those cards more than like literally anything. Anyways, it also has a battle cry of shuffle the leftmost card in your hand into your deck. Death rattle, you draw 2 cards. So the idea, of course, with the quest where you want to shuffle cards, this is a way of just shuffling something in, and it might not be something bad for once because it's something in your deck, right? You might not mind that nearly as much, and at the end of the day, you break the weapon, whether you hit twice, or you break the weapon by equipping a new one, or hero powering, you're drawing 2 cards. So you do lose a card right away, but then you gain 2 later. So it nets out to +1, you get 4 damage on that weapon. It's not the worst thing in the world. This could also go into like a cycle rogue style of deck too, where, you know, you're just wanting to draw cards and things like that. Although that definitely hurts a lot more to bounce something back into your deck for something like that. So obviously there is, yeah, the negative of putting something in my deck that's on the left side. Maybe that's something I really want, that's something I need, and I don't really have an option other than don't equip this weapon or wait till I can play that card. So I think it's a decent quest rogue card. Obviously that quest is so far behind that I don't think one good card like this can elevate it to playability, but it can't hurt, I don't think. And this card has viability and utility, I believe, possibly in other decks where you want to just draw a bit more or get that weapon. Like even in Fyrakk Rogue right now, there's not a lot of good plays to make early, like on 2, but is this a good play? It barely kills like most 1 or 2 drops. You usually have like 3 health these days. We'll see, but I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Very well could be like a 2-star card. Doesn't quite make the cut, but it says draw 2 cards, even though it's got the shuffle to go with it. I think it's got a bit of a shot. In and Wild, I'm gonna give it a 2 there. I don't see it as much, but again, it does cycle, and maybe I want to, you know, gear shifts a card that's almost reminiscent of that a little bit, not quite, as it's immediate and 1 mana. Just shows how insane that card was, but it's something that could maybe pop up. I would bet more that it won't be a wild player. And yeah, the final rogue card to be revealed from this set is the Costume Merchant, a 3 mana 1/3 minion, so that's terrible. Battle cry, you get a random mask from another class. So a lot of those are very expensive. Most of them are pretty expensive. So if I combo it, it will cost 2 less, and there's not that many to hit, right? You can hit like the priest one and get a big lifesteal stat bomb, or be able to get some charge. Maybe it's consistent enough that I can consistently get the charge hunter spell for 6 mana and slap it onto something and kill my opponent. That's a possibility, right? But overall, it's more of a value card that's not super reliable. You really need to combo it to be good. Of course, it's not 2 mana, because then with Shadow Step, it would be 0. So that's why it gets the Shadow Step tax of being 3 mana, not design limiting. By the way, I always complain about Shadow Step, by the way. Regardless, probably not a great card, probably not good enough, but it is a Burgle card. It can get cards from the other classes, which is always nice for the Burgle enthusiasts out there. It gets a 1 out of 5 in Standard and Wild from me, but you never know. Maybe I'm wrong, because those masks, there's not that many of them. You're getting one that makes sense and actually can do some gross stuff like Lifesteal and Charge, and I am proven wrong, and this is a meta card. But yeah, 3 mana 1/3, I just don't see it. Next, we have the weird cards, or at least the weirdest card for me, for Warlock, the Possessed Animancer. It is a 6 mana 2/2. Death Rattle. You summon a random beast from your deck, give it lifesteal. There is like not a single beast in the like standard class package for Warlock I think you want to get out. You have like Razordeer, which is just a 7/7 you don't really want, and Agabagan, right? Which again, you want to play that, you don't really want to cheat it out. However, if you look at the actual neutral pool, cheating on a Beached Whale could actually be pretty insane. You get a 420 taunt, or of course, you could get the Ultra Gigasaur, cheat that out. They both get lifesteal. That might be something. Those are the only beasts I can think of in standard that would possibly be worth cheating out, but it's something to consider. And this is obviously not very hard to kill off. And then you get those giant beasts. Like, it's so random. Obviously, it's a throwback, I believe. I would imagine it's a throwback to Possessed Lackey, but that would cheat out demons and made a lot more sense. Regardless, it's a bizarre one, and I feel like it's purely just there for Ultra Gigasaur, purely there for the Beached Whale, because I don't know what other beast you really want, right? It's got to have taunt or just be gigumongous, and those do that. So maybe that's worth it. I doubt it. I'm gonna give it a 2, mainly for the fact that it might work with that, even though you don't even have like 1 mana heal 8, kill it, right? We used to have back in the day, which is still an insanely good card in Wild. I'll give it a 2 in standard, a 1 in Wild, but yeah, this one just feels like completely out of left field. Like, why are we cheating out beasts and giving them lifesteal? What a weird one. And well, there is another beast we could possibly cheat out, but I think it's pretty terrible. Asphyxiodon? I'm just gonna say Adon. I'm gonna go with Adon. I'm just gonna stumble on that wording. It is an 8 mana 6/10 demon beast with taunt. At the end of your turn, you deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. This can't even go face. Like, for 8 mana, can it at least go face? Like, yeah, I could cheat it out for 6 after I kill it, and it gets lifesteal if you're doing it with that combo, right? So you'll heal for 5, but that cannot be worth it, right? Ever to do this? Like, it's very expensive to play. It's not doing a lot, and it only is lifesteal if you cheat it out of that 6-drop. It's just a weird build around package that I just cannot imagine is worth it. When we have starships, we got Warlocks gaining 300 armor in a game. Yeah, they're gonna try and cheat out some stuff to heal for 5. I don't think so. This is again the problem of not, nerfing the things that are broken and then trying to release lower power level stuff. Why am I ever gonna bother with it? Like, I just don't see it. This is a 1. Again, a 1 out of 5 in standard, a 1 out of 5 in Wild. I don't think you're doing this at all. The other card, at least I could cheat out a bigger beast. I don't think this is a beast I want to cheat out, and it's got the demon thing on it, so you're gonna see this one way or the other because of Kill Jaden. But overall, yeah, to me, not exactly amazing. And then lastly here for Warlock, we have a really cool mask. I don't know if it'll be good. It's very expensive, but it's really cool with the Bat Mask. It 8 mana spell. Again, no spell school. Again, so few spell schools at all. Set a friendly minion stats to 1/1. Fill your board with copies of it. So you can hit that taunt and they all deal 5 damage. This is a throwback to one of the most broken cards in Hearthstone history, Hyreek the Bat, right? But there's some like spooky stuff with this, like potential combo things or getting even more starships. Oh no, you never know, right? Like, if you play the Ysera, then you have, 15 mana, I could launch my starship and then Batmask it and get even more and 1 billion armor and all that. Oh no. Anyways, I'm not going to completely write this off. Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive. Yeah, not a great way to cheat it out, at least in standard, but you just never know with what you can copy, what you can do. Like amalgams, like the 1 mana amalgam, get 1 billion of those. Like, I don't know why you would want to, but you can. Or a wisp, that's like Hyreek the Bat level of broken. So again, I'll give it a 2, even though it's a 1-star card, really, because you just never know with stuff like this. It's pretty cool flavor-wise. I'll give it that. But Warlock getting some guest cards. Yeah, I'll count them as cards, sure. Lastly, we have Warrior. Do we have anything good here? Well, we have the Barricade Basher, a new beast. It's a 3 mana 4/3 whenever you gain armor, you gain +2/+2 and attack a random enemy minion. So basically, anytime your hero gains armor, whether it's a hero power, whatever, this will gain +2/+2 and attack. So it might end up dying, or it might end up just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I took a look at Wild right out the gate. You got like Risky Skipper and Armor Smith and all that stuff. You can make this so big with that type of thing, because you gain, each time you gain armor, gain stats, and then you could slap charge on it. Like that could be an OTK combo in Wild. So that's pretty crazy. And it's way easier to gain armor in that format because of Risky Skipper. And in Standard, not nearly as much, but it can scale and it can help you fight for board. I'm not particularly sold on it on a high level, but it can be close. There's potential for it. It's just, yeah, there's a good shot it might just end up dying when you start buffing and gaining armor. And again, there's not a lot of amazing ways to gain armor as it stands. So for me, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard, but in Wild, I'm gonna give it an optimistic 3. I think Risky Skipper shenanigans, you just never know, and I just kind of want to see it. I feel like you just want a Frothing Berserker instead, but this is kind of cool, and I want to try that out in Wild. So I'll give it a higher rank in Wild than Standard for additional synergies. We also have the 7 mana spell, again, no spell school, Guard Duty. You get to summon a random 6, 4, and 2 cost taunt minion. I guess it's fine. That's like a lot of stuff. That's 12 mana worth of stuff in 7. Taunts are not particularly amazing, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And the 6, I might be able to hydration station and utilize that. And again, is this just a card you're going to put in your deck? Is this a card you're going to play in your constructed deck? Probably not. It's not nearly efficient enough. It's not nearly good enough. The variance is going to be pretty large, but you could also get some pretty good stuff, right? Like 2 mana, you could get Dirty Rat. That's pretty good. But like overall, it just, I can't imagine hard running a card like this. It's just not consistent enough. It'll be a decent created by option. It'll be a decent arena pick. But at the end of the day, I don't see this as being a constructed ladder card in Standard or Wild. So yet again, we're giving another 1 out of 5 in both formats, and that's kind of a bummer. But lastly, have we saved the best card for last? Well, it's a legendary. It looks cool artwork wise, and it is the Great Dracorex. Dracorex? I don't know. It's an 8 mana, 5/12 beast and dragon. It has rush, and after this attacks an enemy minion, it damages all other enemy minions. So you hit one thing and it will deal 5 to absolutely everything else, or if it's been hand buffed or buffed on the board in any way, it will damage even more, like do even more damage. And it's got 12 health. This thing is going to survive most of the time with whatever it attacks into, leaving a minion behind that's got to be killed. This is a real aggro killer. If you could cheat this out in any way, that could be great. You can also bring it back. 3 mana res spell that Warrior has to resurrect dragons. Like, I love dragon decks, and this is such a cool, like, board controlling dragon card. I've been really sad that Dragon Warrior hasn't worked. It was so good in the early access brawl. When you take away the last year of Hearthstone, this stuff is so fun and so good that I can see why they want to lower power level and make cards like this be good again, where something like this is a big board swoop and clear the board, make the board battles matter a lot more, and it's a lot more fun to me, at least to me, in Hearthstone. But when you have starships and all that stuff going on, it's so much slower than all of that, and I don't know if I'm killing enough at that point that I don't know if in the current metagame that this will make a big enough impact. I think it's a rad card. I think it's an awesome card. I just don't know if it'll be a competitive card. Because I like it, because I think it's cool, and because I want it to work, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. And in Wild, of course, it's like a 1. It's too slow. It's not gonna happen there. But I'll leave off this review with these cards because we're going to be talking a lot about this, I feel like, in the next week or two, that I do like the mini set cards overall. I just don't like that they're not likely going to see a bunch of play when they haven't addressed the current issues in the game, where these type of cards that are fighting for board, giving random value, which has typically been good in Hearthstone, the past couple of years, it hasn't been. And I don't know if any of these cards or a lot of these cards will be able to work until either the rotation happens and they stick to this, or they actually start like just destroying and bringing everything to a power level like this, because people aren't going to magically be able to make this stuff work against, you know, existing decks that are just really strong. People want to win. They're going to play the decks that win, and I don't know if this stuff will win, but I think this card's really cool. I'm giving it a 3, like I said, and yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about this. You can tell I have a lot on my mind after doing all these reviews and stuff, that something is not right. There is just something really wrong with the alignment of the direction of the content with the balance of the current game, and I just hope that this is figured out sooner than later. But I have a feeling we'll be talking a lot about it. Anyways, let me know what you think about these cards in the comments down below. We're gonna have a tier list rating every single card. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but probably by the end of the weekend. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.